In the previous video, we talked about tap dodge and how tap dodge is a very defensive dodge. And we also mentioned the difference between in combat animation state and out combat animation state, how for tap dodge, you dodge further and have longer invincibility frame if you are in out of combat animation state. In this video, we're going to talk about hold dodge and mid dodge. And hold dodge and mid dodge are a more offensive dodge, as instead of trying to disengage, you use it to open up a combat. And the key you need to press to perform a hold dodge is hold the blue, press hold shift, hold the blue, press hold shift, hold the blue, press hold shift. And if you see your character kind of duck forward, and at the same time as she's ducking forward, you see the trailing white shadow, that means you have successfully performed the hold dodge. In the tap dodge video, I talked about how being in the different animation state, whether you're on combat animation state or outside of combat animation state, has an impact on your dodges. And in the case of hold dodge, you must be in combat animation state for it to work properly. For example, this is the correct hold dodge, right? Now let me show you what happens if I do not press and hold a blue charge before I try to perform a hold dodge. So I'm just walking around and I directly press and hold shift. You see my character kind of just skip forward into a running animation. There's a super brief period she actually have invincibility frame. It's so short that it might as well not exist. So that's an incorrect hold dodge. And as I said, that hold dodge is primarily a dodge you use to open up combat. So if you try to use this to dodge into combat, you're gonna get hit. So that doesn't work at all. And here is what happens if I'm already running, and the correct way to perform a hold dodge while running is you go into blue, then hold dodge, go into blue, then hold dodge. If I don't go to blue and I directly try to press and hold shift, my character just does a forward roll. And even though it has a pretty long invincibility frame, but it suffers from the same problem as a tap dodge, is the recovery animation is too long. So if I roll into combat and attack, it generally is too slow. By the time my attack comes out, the enemy can either dodge away or hold the blue already, so it'll be too late. I'll showcase that later. So, however, if I do this, it's much faster. I think a hold dodge is probably one of those things that everybody does, but very few people actually know what they're doing. So, for example, you see this all the time, right? Like this all the time. Like people just do this, and you see other people doing it, and you do the same. But most people don't even know why they do this. Like, why do you do this? So now allow me to explain step by step why people do this. The first thing you do is you hold the blue, right? And as I said earlier, there are two reasons for holding blue. One is, in order to do a hold dodge, you must hold the blue to get into combat animation state. And the second reason is, as I said before, holding blue is defensive posture. It gives you blue super armor, thus preventing you from being staggered by light attacks. Those are the two primary reasons, and as I have stated, the hold dodge is not a defensive dodge. It's primarily to open up a combat. So basically, doing those two things allow you to kind of get ready to fight. That's why people, hold the blue to get close. That's like you're getting ready to fight. And allow me to demonstrate how this all plays out. If we come to basic training and custom actions, and I choose longsword, and I was just gonna have the bot do infinite basically horizontal blue charge, right? Does this look like something a noob is gonna do? And say, how do you counter this? If I just walk up to it, I'll get hit, right? If I do a roll, as I have talked about earlier, I do a roll, I can bypass him, sure. But if I do a roll and attack, see how I was talking about it's too slow? I roll, attack is too slow. By the time my attack landed on him, he's already in the next blue charge, so my attack couldn't stagger him. But if I do a hold dodge, the outcome will be very different. See that? And all of a sudden, enemy holding blue is not scary anymore. You can see, if you have master hold dodge, enemy holding blue is an invitation to dance. See, that's the whole purpose of hold dodge, is you trying to time your dodge so you can bypass the attacking of the enemy and immediately follow up with a light attack to catch them on the recovery animation. And you can also do hold dodge when you are really close to the enemy. For example, right here. Right? As soon as I see the enemy is charging blue, I also charge blue. So I'm getting ready to basically catch him on his recovery animation. Now I'm gonna say that this is not reactionary based. It's not like a 1, 2, 3 combo. I can react after I see the blue coming out and transition to parry to kind of have like basically always 100% land the parry. This is not. This is a timing base. I'm like gambling. I am making prediction that the enemy is gonna release a 0.1, so I have to dodge before he releases. Like I will dodge at the 0.9 second. So I'm in dodge animation when the 0.1 stage hit comes out. So if my prediction was incorrect, right? My gamble was incorrect, I would get hit by the 0.2 timing. So for example, if I change the bot to do a stage 2 horizontal attack, and oh, I'm sorry, that just came out of the habit. So if I dodge and try to do the same thing, I'll get hit. Alright, and then like what I did earlier, instead what I can do is I notice I dodge and my dodge didn't my dodge was missed, I guess, like the enemy didn't release 0.1, then instead of attacking, I immediately transition into parry instead to give me a second chance, right? But even that is not the absolute winning strategy, in the sense the enemy might hold a 2-point stage charge, and instead of releasing it, he will hold 2 stage and dodge away and attack me. Then he will catch me on my parry animation. So what I'm trying to say here is this is why fighting games are interesting, is there's counter and then there's counter to counter and counter to counter to counter, right? So it's a mind game. It's not, there's no one strategy that's always going to work, and you have to read your opponent and try to figure out and predict what they're going to do. But the hold dodge is kind of your gateway, like your first taste into what the mind game feels like. Is I'm predicting he's going to do 0.1, then I'm going to catch him, then this allows me to do a combo. Now there are some interesting interactions that you will probably run into while doing the hold dodge. Right, I tried to do the same thing as I did to the longsword, and I couldn't catch him because his katana's horizontal charge actually count as a crouch, right? So, and also you notice I keep getting caught because katana's attack have like a really wide and long duration. So if the timing window is much tighter than something like a longsword, so different weapon have different timing. You should try different weapons, but the principle remain the same. Like I don't have to use a katana. The same thing will work. So say if I use a longsword, which is also popular, I can do the same. right? The idea is the same. And another interesting thing I want to kind of point out is, as I said in my earlier videos, that certain animations will have a teleport or magnetic effect, in the sense it will pull you toward the target that the aim assist has chosen. So for example, the running charge attack does this. Like it pulls me toward the bot right here, because that's the aim assist chosen target, right? And related to hold dodge, there's something called like teleport behind your enemy, nothing personal. Is what if I want to basically I dodge his attack, but he didn't release his point 1, and I'm afraid I'm going to get caught on the point 2, and I didn't want to risk a parry. I just want to disengage, right? Is I want to do this. Like I want to run away. I want to create distance, but sometimes you get pulled back. Like you get pulled back, and that's not what you wanted. If that's the case, what you can do is actually look away from your character and then pressing forward while you hold your group. So you do this. If I don't hold a direction key, if I do not hold direction key or if I do not look away, I'll get pulled back. So the key here is to press a direction key and look away. This allows you to kind of basically run past the character. And something that people do is, for example, if I have the character, the bot here, hold a 2.0 charge, right? Then I will kind of just poke at him, but not really doing anything more, kind of just being annoying. By attacking, then get away, right? That's also another usage of hold dodge. And if I miss my timing, then I got caught. Part of the game. And that's the basic of what a hold dodge is. Now you understand why, if you're dueling somebody, they're doing this, and maybe they attack you and they run away. All of this is just kind of the precursor of mind games. They are trying to see how you react. Like, do you have a habit of transitioning to parry, or do you have a habit of dodging away? Do you like to use tab dodge? And all of that is this start with a hold dodge is to kind of pressure your enemy to doing some kind of reaction, and the reaction is going to give you some information about what habits your opponent has. And same goes for you. Like if I do this and run away, that's telling my opponent something that this is what I like to do, or if I do this and I tab away, or if I do this and I parry, like all this, everything I do is also giving off information, and I could mislead, right? Like I could come in and do a parry and to mislead him that I have that habits of parrying point 1 stage, or I like to do tab dodge, but then when he tries to catch me on my second tab dodge, I don't do tab dodge anymore. So yeah, so basically this is the beginning of mind game, and this is what I have to say about hold dodge. Up next, I'm going to talk about mid dodge. Now, to perform mid dodge is really simple. Is you just press and hold shift without pressing any direction key, and that's a mid dodge. And mid dodge is almost not a dodge at all, in the sense you don't use it to dodge anything. At least you are not actively trying. Sometimes you end up dodging some attack just accidentally by mid dodge, but you are not actually timing any dodges. And mid dodge is primarily used to chain combos that's otherwise unchainable. In my first general tips and trick video, I talked about how the horizontal attack and the vertical attack have a different stack duration, right? So if I change to combo training, I can do a horizontal air launch, but I can't do a vertical air launch. I actually got lucky there, but no, I can't do a vertical air launch. But something I didn't talk about is running horizontal attack and standing still horizontal attack also have different stack duration. So if I'm doing running stack horizontal attack, see how the bot is able to run away. I think this was changed a couple patches ago to make it so that the running horizontal attack actually have the same stack duration. Yeah, I think this was changed a couple patches, but in the past, like if I do running like horizontal attack and do air launch, it's not gonna work. And with the introduction, that's how mid dodge became a thing. Was it allows me to squeeze in one additional attack to change to kind of prolong the stack duration, right? So for example, I do this, then I press the mid dodge and attack again. I can attack him a second time before I air launch him. And in the past, when the running staggering attack was different, this allows you to kind of change an unchainable combo into a chainable combo. That's how the mid dodge became insane, and now people kind of just use it as out of habit. So if they catch you, then they would just dodge to kind of squeezing extra few hundred damage in the meanwhile. So that's probably what's being used for. However, it doesn't work. So if I start my attack with a vertical attack and I try to do a mid dodge, it doesn't work. Like it's still the enemy can still run away. And if you want to chain combo like that, you will have to have like a different weapon. Let me just showcase something. What I'm showing here is, I don't know the English name for this, but in Chinese I think we call it a C swap. Basically, it's by crouching and then swapping to your secondary weapon. It allows you to do a short staggering vertical attack on your primary weapon, then you C-swap into your secondary weapon to follow up with a really quick horizontal attack to reset the stack duration. So it changes basically an on-air launchable combo into an air launchable combo. But the timing for this is really, really tight. I personally cannot perform this consistently, so I almost never use it. But I just want to show you that this is the thing. So you don't go call hacks when somebody performs this on you. Now that's all I have to say about hold dodge and mid dodge, the two combat oriented dodging. So combined with the previous video on the tap dodging, now you know basically the three most common type of dodging, and any other dodge is just combination and variation that was based on those three. So if you can master those, then you should be performing much better in your games.